Welcome to the Diva T-Town. Welcome to the Diva T-Town, where bold, confident women embrace life unapologetically. From love and sex to wellness and reinvention, we keep it raw, real, and powerful. No filters, no limits. Just fearless conversations to help you thrive. Let's dive in with Diva Mia and Diva Cat.
Well, hello, Diva Cat. How are you today?
I'm good. How about you?
Well, you know what? I feel like love is in the air.
I always feel like love's in there. I think it's a summer thing.
I think summertime and love is in the air. And people just, they're out there and they're finding really good matches.
Love is in the air. Just think about it. If I could get my husband, don't open his laptop for 10 days, love is in the air because people out and about fighting each other.
Love, love, love. Well, talking about love, we've talked in the past about how hard it is to find love because you have to make sure that you're vibing right. You have to make sure there's physical attraction, there's emotional attraction, there's sexual chemistry, all that stuff. But once you actually find your person and you're vibing, you've got connection, then there's the tricky thing of the love language,
Yeah.
Because people have different love languages. And love languages, people are like, what's a love language? It's kind of like the way that you show love and like to receive love.
Okay.
Have you ever felt like you love someone the best you could and you tried everything, but, it just didn't land or it didn't feel like you were connecting because you were giving, and they weren't receiving it. They just weren't. It wasn't their thing.
It's not the natural way. I don't know. Maybe that just happened naturally. But I had to say, we all been through the bad relationship, right?
Yeah.
If the love language is not the same one, it's not going to work.
It is not. You can. It's just trickier. Yeah. And it's important to know your love language and your partner's love language. Yeah. Well, there's 5 traditional love languages, okay? And let's start with the first one.
Okay.
So the first one is words of affirmation. So that means that if you have a love language of words of affirmation, you like to be told what a great job you did. You like to be valued and appreciated and encouraged. Like I was with a man that he put the dishes in the dishwasher and he wanted so much kudos for that. It was kind of funny. But his love language was words of affirmation. He needed to be buttered up all the time. And a lot of people have words of affirmation. So people that have words of affirmations, they like to hear it. They like to be told how amazing they are, how great they are. They like a lot of gratitude towards them. Is that you?
No.
But
I had to say, though, my husband, for the past 25 years, he still said thank you after dinner every day.
So it makes you feel good.
Yeah, it does make you feel good, but I didn't expect that coming, and I didn't expect it can continue.
But you don't think that's your love language? Because we're going to dive down deep, and we're going to find your love language today, Diva Cat.
Well, let's do it.
All right. So words of affirmation is not my love language either. I don't need to be told how great I am. I don't need to be told. It's nice to hear, but it's not a love language.
It's after a while, isn't it?
Yeah, and if it comes across as fake, a lot of people say, you know what? If it comes across as fake, don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But like some people's love languages, they like to hear how proud you are of them, or I love how you light up the room when you walk in, or you're just amazing. And the more they hear it, that's their love language. I already know one of your love languages. It's coming up.
Okay.
Yeah. So another love language is acts of service. So some people like to give to other people and serve. Now, it can be acts of service in a charitable organization, and that's how they're loving on their community and the people they know.
Okay.
It can also be acts of service like giving a massage, bringing someone coffee.
Mine's a coffee.
Yours is an act of service. I think your husband's act of service is one of his love languages. Taking out the trash is an act of service. Running errands for the spouse. Cleaning the house.
I don't clean.
No, but he does.
Yeah,
so his love language to you is acts of service. So he likes to serve you.
Oh, yeah, he cleans the house. He does laundry.
Yes, he does laundry, and he even serves you in the bedroom. No, but his acts of service, that's how he shows his love for you. So it's usually good to know your top 2. Okay, so as we go through these, get your top 2, because most people, all of these fit almost everyone. Everybody likes to be appreciated. Everybody likes to feel valued. However, when you have your top 2, if you can lean into those things, you'll know what their love language is. So if you know his love language is act of service, if you give him service back, he's going to feel like you appreciate him more. If you tell him,
Mhm.
if words of affirmation is not his love language, he's not really going to care. But if you show him service back, if you give him love back in the same way he gives you, people like the reciprocity of the love language as well. So his love language to you is act of service. The next one is receiving gifts. That's your love language.
That's me.
That is so your love. You like to get gifts, even if you give gifts yourself, right?
I sell flower every week.
You get yourself flowers every week. So you love on yourself by giving yourself flowers. You go shopping all the time too, girl.
Yeah.
You do. So receiving gifts is a love language for you. I like to give gifts. It can be small gifts.
Mm-hmm.
It can be big gifts. Surprise flowers. If he ever surprised you with flowers, would you be happy?
Mm-hmm.
See, that's your love language.
Yeah.
Or if he buys you a bag or shoes or something like that, that's your love language. So a lot of women have receiving gifts. I would say a lot of men, I think, have words of affirmation and acts of service. I think men like to do things for women. Not all men, but some men do. And so acts of service is often, it's a very masculine love language.
I'll tell you a funny story. Best friend, she loves to clean. She's OCD. She constantly clean, and with her brush, she has a pool, right?
Yeah.
She spent hours out in her pool and brush and clean. So her husband called her on the way home, said, I got like the perfect gift for you, just a surprise.
Yeah.
He said, it's not surprise anymore. You told me. She said, no, you're going to surprise. He came home. He showed her the gift. It was a rubber glove. That way her hand doesn't get ruined when she cleaning.
Yeah, so
she was unhappy with the flowers.
Yeah. Maybe her love language is acts of service to the family, but she wants to be appreciated for that acts of service, not to be told to do more of it. You know what I mean?
No, he's actually sincere. He's thinking of her because he didn't want her hand to clean because she constantly clean.
That's not a...
He's worried about her hand.
Okay, yes. How nice of him.
That's funny.
How nice of him. Anyway, so receiving gifts is a love language. So like surprise flowers, if even just dropping off some coffee or favorite snack, that can be a gift as well. Anything memorable, a memento. Some people are really good at giving gifts and receiving gifts. Some people are really good at like giving like personalized gifts that really mean a lot.
Yeah.
So that's a thing too. So gifts, giving can be a thing.
Yeah. My friends like that.
Quality time.
Time, I think, is my best gift, especially now we're so busy.
Yeah, quality time is another love language. So it's about being focused and undistracted attentions. A lot of people, I think quality time is one of my top because I like to be able to talk to someone, not have a phone distraction, I'm very big on eye contact, and then do something that you enjoy together. Mm-hmm. You guys do quality time together when you walk. See, you're hitting all your love languages in your marriage, which is kind of nice. So even if you don't have the same ones, your love languages, you're hitting them all. So you all are getting your cups filled up, if you will, right? Because you're giving each other love in different ways. So even just walking together and having personal conversations is a love language. And so now we're up to the fifth one. This is definitely my love language. This is probably my number one love language, and it's physical touch. So for me, if I'm with a man and he doesn't like touch my shoulder, touch my back, just touch me a lot, I'm not feeling it, like hold hands or, even kiss often. I don't feel it. I like somebody smack me on the butt a little bit. That's my love language is physical touch, It's a big thing for me. Is it for you?
No.
So you don't need somebody to be handsy with you?
No.
Yeah. Are you? See, it's an what about your husband?
He was like.
Okay, well, there you go. We found a love language you guys don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like hugs, do you guys hug?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have it a little bit, just not a lot. Do you hold hands?
But we don't constantly like rub each other back, give little kisses.
So you don't do back rubs? Well, no, you don't have to do it in public.
Yeah.
Your love languages don't have to be in public. They can be completely in private.
Yeah. In private, yes.
Do you do playful touches like bumping each other in the kitchen? So you still have it.
Yeah, but we don't do that in public.
Yeah. Yeah. I think physical touch is my biggest one. Okay, so we know receiving gifts is yours. What's your second?
Receiving gift?
No, that's your first. What's your second?
Take me on a nice vacation.
Acts of service, probably. Yeah. You like it when you get served.
I like it when I get to go nice vacation.
So you're probably a tie between acts of service and quality time.
Quality time is a big thing for me.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay.
I like quality time. I can't stand when... So this vacation we just had, which is great. We engage all the kids. None of them on the phone. We limited screen time. But I think I think we get lazy because for us to do a game, to do that, it takes a lot of effort. But you just throw the kid the phone and then they leave you alone.
Yeah.
But for me, that time is very important.
So the quality times is
Yeah.
super important. So what are your husbands? We know acts of service is one of his. I think your top two are probably receiving gifts and quality time. And just from knowing him, I think acts of service and quality time are his. So the two of you spending quality time together is your joint love language.
That's our
Because he doesn't care about getting gifts.
No, that's our main priority.
Yeah.
Getting to the point that, because right now we start to thin out our house, I say, why do I need another shoe? Why do I need another bag? I'm getting to that point that I just want to focus on a nice vacation, being able not to turn on the computer for 10 days. This 10 days vacation is an eye-opener.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, giving gifts is more of a love language than receiving. I like to see the joy in people's faces. So I guess it's an act of service that I like to do. And then physical touch.
Yeah, why not?
So those are our love language. So now that we've got our languages, when there are differences, how do you handle it? And it's not wrong to be different, but you do need to take that into consideration now that you know his love languages, right? You don't need to provide him gifts, but maybe do something special for him once in a while.
Yeah.
And make sure you spend lots of quality time together. You know, it have to be intentional with your love languages, and it does deepen your relationship. Do you remember any times when you guys spent quality time together that it was just magical because of that?
We would just look out on the moon. Like the full moon, we just sit out there having our tea. Nobody talk to each other, but we just sit out there, look at the moon.
Wow. I mean, I think it's important to really connect with someone that way. And it's a challenge, I think, when you're dating someone, because you don't really know their love languages. I think now it's kind of in a conversation. I've actually had somebody ask me, what's your love language? And so now when you're dating people, they'll say it. Sometimes people even put it on dating apps. So I know you're married and you guys spend quality time together. You look out at the moon, you enjoy time, but you know, it's a way to connect with new people as well. Any action, big or small, is important. So you could do simple sticky note if somebody has a word of affirmation saying thank you for doing the dishes. If somebody likes a gift, even just like something like a cup of coffee, that made you happy, right? So those little acts of service and little gifts, those were good for you. So it doesn't really matter what you do. It doesn't have to be super expensive, but it just has to show that you care.
Yeah.
We had this conversation before that the whole world out there, some people like to be communicated with daily. Some people like to be communicated with weekly. And conversation is an act of service. Just talking to someone is an act of service, because if act of service is somebody's love language, they may like to be talked to more often than not, because it's servicing. It's giving them quality time as well as act of service. So love language can cause conflict though too. Let's say your love language is quality time and their love language is words of affirmation. You want to spend some time together, sitting on the couch. They just want to be told how great they are so they can get back to work. You see how it can like bump heads with somebody?
Could be, for us, it just comes naturally.
Well, you've got quality time that's shared. I think it is kind of important that you have at least one love language shared. You may not have all of them, but it is important to have at least one love language shared. Otherwise, I don't know if it works very well, you know?
Yeah.
You know, because quality time for me, when I have quality time with someone, if I don't give them the proper love language, let's say there's this word for affirmation, and then they get upset, that just blew the whole quality time out of the scenario.
Especially when you're first dating, I think it's important. They need to know your love language.
They do.
Yeah. Especially when you're first dating.
I don't think it was even labeled back when you were dating before.
But before, no.
I think it's all therapized. I mean, I think everybody's been going through therapy so much. They're like, let's categorize everything and give everything a love language. And these 5 love language, a lot of, people have leaned towards one or the other, but a lot of people have all of them.
It's all new to me.
Yeah, it's all new to you because you haven't been in the dating pool. I only learned about it because I started in the dating pool. I didn't know anything about this.
Yeah.
It is, now that you know about it, it can help deepen your relationship bonds with your partner or with your spouse,
Yeah.
It helps as well if you know their love language to handle conflict. So if you know that they value quality time and they're upset, it won't make sense for you to just go and tell them how amazing they are. But what might happen is for you to take their hand, to sit down and to look at the moon and talk it out. That's quality time. If, their love language is acts of service, maybe give them a back rub, or physical touch, give them a back rub. So that helps with conflict.
Yeah.
So if you're ever fighting with your partner or your spouse, it's kind of important that you learn their love language.
I just think everything that when you start categorize things and you start looking at the loophole, and I think that's when the problem happen. For us, we just have things just happen naturally. We never have to categorize it.
Guys flow.
Yeah.
But it could help though too. Let's say that you guys are having a rough time. It can help when you have a rough time or a conflict in a marriage to kind of know that, like, I was in a marriage where my partner needed constant words of affirmation and I didn't understand that. It was beyond what I was understanding. And had I known that, it might have helped, not really probably, but it might have helped a little. And some people need constant words of affirmation to tell them how great they are. If you know that's their need, if you provide that, that might help ease some of the conflict. So it also helps that if you know your love languages and what your needs are, the relationship can be less draining. And you should communicate that with the partner. Like, I don't need someone to butter me up.
Yeah.
I don't need someone to tell me how great I am. I don't need someone to talk to me all the time and give me kudos, if you will.
Communication is a big thing.
But I do need someone to give me personal touch, right? And I do need someone to give me quality time and a little bit of acts of service. I mean, some acts of service are nice. I don't need gifts.
Yeah.
But I do need a few things, and it makes the love better for me. You know what I mean? One of the things you can ask is, what do I need to do in this relationship to make you feel more loved or feel loved in general? If you can ask your partner, what makes you feel loved? Because sometimes they don't know what a love language is. So if you ask them, what makes you feel loved? And they may say, when you pat me on the shoulder, or when you rub my back, or when you go out and sit and stare at the moon and just snuggle. I mean, that might be a thing. So love languages are good categories, but from those categories, I think we really need to dive down into what in those categories, because some people may say, like, personal touch is a love language for me, but if someone was groping me in front of my children, which is what I had in a previous relationship, it would be insulting to me, right? I don't like public displays of affection. Keep it at home. But like, personal touch is a big love language for me. I just want it in private, right? And so you've got to find out from your love language what the rules, boundaries, and limitations are for those specific things. So if somebody asks you, what one thing can I do this week to make you feel loved?
What is that for you?
Well, I would like a massage if there's anybody out there volunteering. But if not, I'll go pay for one. But no, I mean, honestly, I don't have a partner right now. So I don't have that to say to anyone. But let's say that I'm going to play your husband. Okay. What thing could he do this week for you to make you feel loved?
Clean the house and clean more house.
Okay, so cleaning the house. So that's an act of service, and that you feel loved when he does that.
I love it when he clean the house.
Okay. Well, wonderful. If you're out there and you're listening, ask your partner. If you have a partner or a boyfriend, it doesn't have to be a spouse. Ask your partner, what one thing could they do this week, or could you do this week for them to make them feel more loved? I think we need to spread the love around.
Yeah.
I know we started off the podcast talking about love is in the air, but I think we as women need to spread the love around and give more love out there. It's important to give love, and it's important to receive love, ladies, too. I know a lot of women have difficulty receiving, but you need to give both.
The best feeling, I'll tell you, that wake up on Saturday, Sunday morning, the coffee's ready.
Yeah.
Feeling.
Because he does that for you. That's nice. That's nice. That's a nice partner.
Yeah.
And the nice thing is your partner hasn't changed since the beginning. You guys are the same.
Yeah.
It's not like...
we all have up and down, right? But most of the time,
yeah,
we stay the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were actually talking about this, kind of to digress, in the gym today, but a lot of people after their second and third marriages, they don't really want relationships. They just kind of out there to play around, and they don't really care what your love languages are, because they're just out there doing their thing.
If the woman at this age, granted, right, by this age, like you, for example, you're already independent. You don't really need anyone, but you just need someone to, like, go out to the movie with, have a date every once in a while. That's it.
I like the companionship. I like the personal touch, or, physical touch. I like communication. But, it's funny. I went on a date, and it was a beautiful date. I don't think I'm going to date the guy anymore, but we did go on a date. And after the date, I felt complete peace.
See?
And it felt like home. You know, I haven't felt like that before. Now that I know what it's like, I think for me, I need a guy that's also going to bring me peace, not just give me physical touch.
Yeah.
I think if you can, and ladies, it's out there. If you find somebody that completely calms your nervous system and gives you peace, maybe think twice about dating him again. I mean, you might want to go on 2, 3, 4 dates and they might be a good connection for you. I don't know. Yeah, if you can date somebody that gives you complete peace, it's a wonderful thing.
I date a guy anymore.
Oh, we're talking about love languages, not my future boyfriends. So anyway, but you need to make sure that your needs are met and that you're not drained in the relationship because love languages are important. It's not just about romance, friends and families and coworkers give love languages too. One of my love languages is I give my friends gifts too. It's not just my boyfriends. I give friends gifts. I like to take care of people. I guess it's like an act of service, me giving gifts, but that's one thing I like to do about my gift giving. It is more of an act of service because when I give gifts, it's because someone tells me a problem and I find a solution and then I give them something to fix their problem. I am a constant problem solver, which is kind of annoying to some people, I think. I think people think I'm trying to fix them when I problem solve, and honestly, all I'm doing is I can't turn my brain off. So I just constantly problem solve everything. So if you want something solved, give it to me and I'll figure it out. If you don't want it problem solved, don't tell me anything that's wrong.
Yeah.
It's just who I am. I just solve problems. I'm a great problem solver. So your coworkers, your friends, your family, all those people, you communicate the same love languages with them. I mean, here's the thing. I have a friend who physical touch, she's not into. And so when someone comes up and gives her a hug that's not requested, she takes offense and backs away. Now, she thinks she may have, physical touch, but only physical touch by a specific person. But I just don't think physical touch is her thing. And a lot of people don't want to be touched.
Yeah.
So be careful if physical touch is not someone's love language and you go up and hug them.
Yeah, I'm a hugger.
You are a hugger.
Yeah.
And with some people, our friend, she doesn't want to be touched. So if you don't know someone's love language and you go up and hug someone, they may back off and say, what the hell are you doing? Or get really offended.
I see.
You got to be careful, even with family. I mean, there's family members or coworkers that you shouldn't be hugging or touching. And then there's other people that, you tell them words of affirmation, you did a great job, like me. And I'm like, I didn't really need to hear that, but okay. To me, if it comes across as disingenuous or not authentic, I look at it and I say, oh, really? Are they just trying to butter me up? Are they just trying to get on my good side? To me, it's a little dishonest unless I feel it as well. You know what I mean? And unless they something that I think is true, but I've had people try to butter me up with words of affirmation before. It doesn't work for me. Honestly, don't take this the wrong way. If words of affirmation is your love language, but I think people that need constant words of affirmation are just very insecure people.
Yeah.
They need to constantly feel like someone's telling them how great they are.
It's way too needy for me.
It's very needy, and it is somebody that's extremely insecure. And you can tell because they get really excited when you tell them, and they will change their whole plans based off of how great you tell them they are. For instance, and I will say sometimes, like, let's say you tell somebody, oh, you did a great job cleaning out the garage. Well, you know what they're going to do? They're going to go clean out the other garage. So be careful with that because you can get manipulated if one of your love languages is words of affirmation because people that know how to use it will manipulate the heck out of you to change your behavior. I mean, that happens all the time. I actually talked to a person. So a lot of women don't understand that a lot of men have words of affirmation for their love language, right? And they're married to them for 10, 20, 30 years. And then a little mistress comes along who tells their spouse, their husband, or their wife, it can go either way, how amazing they are and how great they are. Everything they do is amazing. Everything they do is great. You're so smart. You're so intelligent. You're so strong. You're so gorgeous. You're hot. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, you're so great in bed, whatever. And they tell and then it leads to affairs. It leads to divorce. It leads to all kinds of things. So love languages in the wrong hands can be manipulated by people outside your marriage as well. So you got to be careful with that. But keep it in the back of your mind that it's not over again. And the guys needed to hear that because they were insecure in their marriage. Because maybe the wife wasn't telling them how amazing they were all the time. And when that happens, it can happen. It can destroy marriages.
I see that.
Yeah. So now the question becomes, how do you love someone that has words of affirmation? Let's cover that. So one of the ways to love someone that has words of affirmation is to send them flirty, sweet text messages. I can't stop thinking about you. Oh, you're so sexy.
Oh
I
my
can't
God.
wait. That's what they like. I'm just letting you know. I know my text messages may come across a little dry. I mean, sometimes I'm fun. Mine are probably more dry. You can leave surprise notes in their car or in their wallet or on the bathroom mirror because they like to see words of affirmation, right? So they want to hear it all the time.
He did that back in like grade school, like middle school, the note flying around.
Yeah, well,
You still
some
see?
people still like that.
Oh my God.
Some people still like that. They also like public comments. So people that like words of affirmation, they like to get gratitude and be in front of other people and out in the open. Like they like it when you tell friends how amazing they are. They like it when they tell family members, oh, he's just so amazing. I love him so much. They like the constant kudos and the constant telling them how great they are.
Wow.
Yeah. So yes, I'm so proud of him. He did so well at his job today. And like you just brag and gush on them verbally when you go to a party even.
I did that for my teenagers and he hated it.
He hated it. Words of affirmation is not his love language. So there you go. And it's probably because he's your son, right? And he probably wants acts of service or gifts or quality time.
Yeah, he's very quiet. He's very private.
Yeah. So gushing on people that don't like words of affirmation probably turns them off, kind of like hugging someone that doesn't like physical touch. Here's kind of something spicier, right? If someone's into words of affirmation, you can whisper in their ear like a really sexy comment to turn them on because they want to be told and talked to. One of the other things you can do is send them a voice note describing what you want to do with them later and do it in a sexy voice. I can get away with that. I do have quite a sexy voice sometimes. So I would say send them a sexy voice message. And that's how you can handle somebody that's got words of affirmation. Or just kind of play the compliment game, like in bed. Say, you're so amazing at that. People that like words of affirmation during sex, you're going to have to talk to them a lot more because they're really going to get into it if you talk to them and tell them how amazing and great they are and what they're doing is great. Now, don't lie. Something they're doing you don't like, but be careful because people that have words of affirmation are very sensitive and offended easily. If you say something you don't like, they're going to take it personally and take it into their core and they're going to be insulted. And it could have just been something that you were trying to be nice, say, I don't like that. And then they're gonna dwell on the thing you don't like and not think about the things that you do.
I see that.
Yeah, I was married to one of those. If you say one little thing, they dwell on that. No, even if you said like 5 things that were great, one thing was like terrible.
It's stuck in there.
It's stuck in their head and they could only dwell on the negatives. Be careful with people of words of affirmation. When you tell them you don't like something, don't say I don't like that. Say, could you do it this way instead? Or I would prefer that. Don't say you don't like something because it does stick in their head. Then there's the people, acts of service. Acts of service people, you got to know how to love them too. Making their coffee or breakfast without asking is a great thing. That's why acts of service is so big for you. Taking their car and filling up their gas tank. Now, I know men that won't allow their women to fill up their gas tank. They're like, honey, how's your gas? And they always make sure that their wife's or their girlfriend's gas tank is filled. Isn't that sweet?
2 of my friends does that.
Really?
Yeah. So every Sunday night, he takes not just him, his wife car. They have 5 cars.
Okay.
On a Sunday, he take all 5 cars one by one. He fill up all the gas.
That's nice.
Yeah, he retires, but the kid and the wife still working, So they have 5 cars in the house. He makes sure Monday morning when you wake up,
every car is gassed and ready to go.
Gassed.
Acts of service is big for him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He loves to cook big dinner. Every Sunday we go there.
I do think acts of service is big for a lot of men. And I say men, I kind of feel like words of affirmation are for the boys that haven't grown out of having to constantly be appreciated. But when they grow into manhood, acts of service are huge for men because if they can do acts of service with their girlfriend or their wife, I think that goes a long way. And it doesn't have to cost money. It can just be giving them a massage. It can be taking them on a trip. It can be getting them gas. It it doesn't have to be super expensive, and it's maybe it's taking out the trash and, taking over some chores. Maybe you do the dishes and the laundry. If that's what the wife usually does, maybe the wife does that for the man or the man does it for the wife, whoever doesn't usually do it. So all those things are acts of service. Some people like to give, but they're not so great at receiving. For instance, like I like to give gifts, but I'm okay if I don't receive them. I like to feel appreciated when I give them, but I don't have to receive them back.
I see.
I don't give gifts as a reason to get a gift back. Whereas some people, they only want to give gifts if they're getting gifts back. And that's just not me.
No, yeah.
Sometimes setting up a person's office or getting it ready for the work week is a nice act of service as well. Friends and coworkers can do this too. But it's good to surprise them. Sometimes they have a long day at work, right? Or maybe you do. And running them a bath could be an act of service. Cozying up on a movie night and setting everything up for them so all they've got to do is sit down and relax is an act of service. Yeah. There's so many things you can do that don't cost money with these love languages that show you really, truly appreciate your partner and that you're a giving person. Now, I'm one that's a huge giver, and I have had issues in the past receiving, but I'm getting better at it. And now I've noticed that if I give in a relationship and I get nothing back, I just walk away. I don't want it. There's got to be a give and take. Remember, when you're giving acts of service, if your love language is to get acts of service back, then you need to let them know. And if you don't get what you need back, then it may not be a good fit.
I see.
You got to remember that. One of the spicy ideas, because, I like the sexy, spicy ideas. We always got to talk about that too, is to cook dinner in lingerie. I could see you doing this, Kat.
I love lingerie.
I could totally see you cooking dinner in lingerie when the kids aren't home, when they're off, and even just a silk robe with nothing on underneath. And just,
I love lingerie.
Oh, that's an act of service that has a playtime afterwards, right?
Yeah. Bunch.
Yeah. Well, there's a good idea for you.
Yeah. It works every time. And then now, every time I do that, then here we go. What you do this time? What you want?
Oh, so now he knows, I want a new purse. I'm making you dinner naked. So now I want a new purse.
No, I just want a nice vacation.
A nice vacation. Well, there you go. And then you can also do like naughty snacks if you pack their lunch. Or, you can have a nice weekend getaway with chocolate massage oil and get a nice massage and an act of service. I mean, there's so many different things. These are just like some ideas I'm throwing out there, but there's so many different things you can do. And I think sensual massages are wonderful. You can give them sensual massages after a long day. You can let it turn into sex if you want to. I mean, honestly, sex with an act of service, I think those two go hand in hand, kind of like personal touch. Those things are really ripe for acts of service, I will say. So then receiving gifts. So if somebody likes to receive gifts, how do you love them?
You just have to buy them a gift.
Yeah, but what kind of gifts? They kind of need to be thoughtful gifts, right?
Yeah,
so people that like to receive gifts, they don't just want gifts.
No.
They want thoughtful gifts, okay?
Right.
They want you to bring home something that you thought about. So, for instance, someone's favorite coffee or a favorite snack.
Yep.
Diva Cat, I hate donuts.
I bought you donuts anyway.
And you brought me a heart donut for Valentine's Day, and I still loved it because it was thoughtful. And I don't like donuts, but it was so well thought out because I was alone on Valentine's Day that it was so sweet for you to give me a thought out gift like that. Things like that, even though they're maybe not their favorite thing, it's kind of nice to give a gift like that.
Even some people, they would say, I don't like flowers, I'd rather be plant. But if you get them flowers for like unnoticeable just because, not any reason, they still like it.
Yeah.
One single rose, they still like it.
Even a single rose. And, it is kind of nice, gentlemen out there. If you're going on a date with someone, if you show up with just one rose, and it's what, $2, maybe $1.50, depending on where you go, $2 for a rose.
Yeah.
Get a $2 rose and the whole date will change. If you really like someone, if you like this girl, show up with a rose.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be red. It could be pink or it can be white. It can be yellow. Well, yellow usually symbolizes friendship. So pink means I like you. White means we're just getting started. And red is I love you. Right? But, red doesn't have to mean I love you. Yeah. But it's nice to give someone a flower. And if you know their favorite flower, give them their favorite flower.
And every Friday, I did my grocery every Friday. I always go to the flower shop there. And they always marked out flowers. I get whatever it marks out.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what's the best part is? My neighbor across the street, he just lost his mom. I thought of him, and then I just make him arrangement and bring it over in a beer can. And
Really?
he loved it. Yeah, I didn't even realize it. I don't have anything to put on the flower, and that's all
receiving gifts are his love language.
Yeah, and he just walk over with his flower in the beer can, and he's like, oh.
Well, now that we're talking about flowers, why don't we go right into flowers? Roses can mean pleasure and pain. So you can give it to somebody that's going through a heartbreak as well, like multiple colors. Yellow is someone that's kind of friend zone or I'm thinking of you, but, you're not really super in love yet. You know what I mean? And then red, of course, is I love. Poppies, if you give somebody poppies, it's like I'm not free to be with you yet.
How about hydrangeas? That's my favorite. Hydrangeas or bird of paradise?
Honeysuckle means devoted affection.
Is it? It is, because he's attacked the bees.
So hydrangeas, they actually came from Japan. Did you know that?
Is it really?
It means heartfelt emotion and apology. Now, in Europe, it means you're arrogant and vain. But in Asia, it means a heartfelt emotion and apology. So if you're saying sorry to someone, hydrangeas are good. You can go out there and look up different types of flowers. Mm-hmm. I mean, this isn't a flower podcast, but different types of flowers and different colors for flowers mean different things. When you give different colors, it means different things. Mm-hmm. But roses tend to be pretty common.
They're easy to find too.
They're easy to find. If you don't have to overthink it. Now, if you know someone's favorite color, you can give their favorite color. Like I had a guy that his favorite color was purple, and he liked to give everything purple. Mm-hmm. But yeah, red will be love. Pink is grace and gratitude or like. And then again, the yellow, we're just friends. That's what it means. So you got to be careful when you give yellow roses, guys, unless you know their favorite color is yellow, because what's going to happen is when you give yellow roses, they're going to think you just want to be friends, right? Mm-hmm. And you got to be careful with that. And then it's different. Orange means that you're fascinated or enthusiastic about them. White, again, it's like purity. It's the beginning of a relationship. It's a nice thing to give on a first date. I think a white rose is a beautiful gift on a first date. I love that.
That's awesome.
And then purple. Well, I didn't know this.
There's a purple rose?
Purple. Yeah, there's a purple rose. Purple and lavender means love at first sight or enchantment with someone. I don't think the guy knew that when he sent them to me, though.
Yeah.
So, but that's what that means. So you looking at different colors, love at first sight is hilarious. And then there's even green roses, which symbolizes being rich and abundant. Like maybe if somebody gets a promotion at work, you could give green roses. And black roses is for mourning or symbolizing a new beginning after a divorce. So you could give somebody black roses after a divorce. So at the end of a relationship, black roses it's a mourning, and you just
they sprayed it.
I'd be like giving white roses, saying, "Woohoo! You're starting over again. Here you go." But yeah, no. If somebody got through a divorce, I'd probably give white roses. Yeah, it's a new beginning as well. And people have them at weddings, too. You see a lot of white roses at weddings. But the orange roses means I desire you, I'm enthusiastic for you, and I'm passionate about you. So maybe you could give orange roses to somebody that you're in friends with benefits with. Now, this is, again, if their love language is gift giving or gift receiving gifts. So some guys like to receive flowers, too, ladies. I've had guys that enjoy receiving flowers or receiving a house plant or receiving, depending on the person, they like to receive things too. Anybody that dates me is going to have to get used to receiving gifts because I like to give gifts. Yeah. And I give very thoughtful gifts, right? Yeah. Anybody that I date is just going to have to get used to that. And I try to make them as thoughtful as possible, but I do like to give gifts.
I know. After the cruise, 7 bags.
I did. I brought back 7 bags of stuff to give to everybody. I mean, I gave gifts to everybody.
In 2 hours, I could possibly find 7 bags of stuff. 2 hours. You realize that? It was only 2 hours.
I'm a gift shopper.
Oh, my God.
I'm a good shopper. And it was not too bad. I did pretty well for that much stuff. You can also surprise them to a ticket. So I think receiving gifts can also be receiving an experience. Mm-hmm. Like it could be going to a band, a concert or something like that. Or, it can be sentimental, Mm-hmm. It can even be a playlist. Like you send your playlist to someone you're dating. That's a gift giving idea, right? Mm-hmm. So it doesn't have to be something physical. It can be something electronic, right?
Maybe the love language we work out together. I tell you why. At the gym we go to,
Yeah.
that's a husband and wife, right? And they have this like, the baby gotta be like 3 months old. Baby. She will stay with the baby while he does his set. After he finishes his set,
They switch.
they switch.
That's great.
That is such a love, healthy language,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So they're doing acts of service with each other.
Yeah. The baby is baby. They switch the kid.
Yeah.
They didn't put the kid in the kid room, no?
Well, that's the 3-month-old. I don't blame them because, at 3 months, they're so fragile. Until they get to about a year, it's so hard to put them in daycare.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you can also do a scavenger hunt. You could do like for clues in the bedroom.
Yeah.
You could do, now this is my sexy thing too, right? So I like to do spicy things. You could have a mystery box, right? So this is gift giving, like they can pick a box and it's a different kind of lingerie, or maybe it's handcuffs or chocolate body paint or something like that. And you get to play, not that I could do chocolate, but I'm allergic, but you could do different things like that. Give like a coupon book. If somebody that likes to receive gifts, give them a coupon book of the things that you'll do for them. And then they give you the coupon. Now, it doesn't have to just be sex stuff.
Yeah.
It can be like, I'm going to take out the trash 3 times
wash my car for me.
Go wash my car, or clean out the cat litter box. I mean, it can be stuff like that. Or get a massage,
Oh, shoe rack.
Yeah, redo the shoe racks. Personally, I would prefer the sexual stuff, but that's because your guy is good at cleaning and organizing. Because some women wouldn't like that. So it depends, but you can give like, here's the things I'm going to do for you. So if your man likes to receive gifts, you can say, I'm going to organize your tools, which they probably would throw a fit about, or I'm going to clean your car, or get your car clean, things like that. But men like gifts giving as well.
Yeah.
The next thing we have, I know you love this one, is quality time.
I love quality time.
Quality time is your big one. I know you were just talking about this, but planning a no phone quality time. You did it with your son.
We did it 10 days. That was amazing.
Quality time with no phones. That's got to be amazing because when children get away from their phones, they become completely different people.
It's exhausting, though. I don't want to lie.
It was exhausting?
You got to constantly come up with activity.
This is the problem. Okay. When we were children, because we're all Gen Xers or beyond here, when we were children, we were left.
Things to do also.
We knew how to entertain ourselves. We would go outside, we'd entertain ourselves. We never went up to our parents and said, what should I do next? What can I do next? It's almost like the phones have created children that can't task manage themselves. And they need a parent to task manage like we did as Gen Xers, right?
Yeah.
So be careful when you do quality time with no phones with a kid.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. It's different because kids don't know how to they don't know how to read a book.
No.
They only want to watch videos.
Yep.
So you got to be careful with that, with the no phone policy, because they're going to come up to you and want to know what to do next. So if you're a full-time mom, I think, honestly, the gift of phones and the terrible things about phones, but the gift of phones, when you're a single mom, it helps.
It helps a lot.
Because you're trying to juggle work and cleaning the house and taking care of the kids and running them everywhere. And when you're the primary caregiver, it's rough to entertain a full day. But at the same time, because women going back to work and we needed it. We needed something it's like a online babysitter. But at the same time, I don't think the kids are learning as much. And I don't think that they're growing as much. And they're not self-reliant. I think that's why so many kids are moving back in home.
Yeah, I think so too.
Man, this could be a whole podcast.
Let's leave for the next one.
Yeah.
The kid didn't want
the no phones could be a whole podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway, but try something new together. Maybe go for a dance lesson, cooking class, hiking, gym. I like going to the gym. You could lift weights together as quality time. I think that's a good idea to do for dates.
The gym is the best.
Well,
I think.
Don't you think it's nice to go on a hike? Now, make sure that the person's not a serial killer, ladies, because there have been some people that have gone on hikes. Make sure you've been dating them for quite some time and you know who they are.
Yeah.
Or that guy that killed his wife out on a hike.
I know.
I'm sitting here going, okay, so be careful with the men that you go on hikes with.
Right?
Hiking is something. You can take a dance lesson. Let's go dancing instead.
We took the dance lesson for our first dance for our wedding.
See, that's quality time.
We did that too. And then every time the song comes on, we would just get up dancing in our living room.
Yeah. So that's all quality time. So quality time's so important to spend with someone. And then you get to enjoy each other's time and give back to their love language.
Yeah.
And weekend trips can be a quality time thing too, where you're just driving and going camping maybe. And oh God, I hate camping, but driving
I don't do camping.
and spending time together. Yeah. I used to love camping when I was in my 20s, as long as there was an air mattress. And now I don't even like it if there's an air mattress. Now I want a 5-star hotel.
Yeah.
It's just different. I don't.
The hotel or glamping.
Yeah. Even glamping, I don't want the bugs.
No, you haven't been to no glamping? I saw the site. We're actually thinking about it too.
If it's out in nature, there's going to be, I'm fine hiking. I just don't want to go sleep in a tent.
No, this one is like a big band we actually look at. And it's a globe. You could stay, it's called globing. So the whole, it's like a dome. You have like, it's suite. You have your own bathroom, hot tub, everything in there.
Well,
and there's a little section with your bed and little dining area.
And then you eliminate the phones and you have great quality time.
Because there's no reception out there. And then you look up the sky because there's a dome we could see through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I don't know yet.
Yeah. Well, I think weekend trips are good. You get to explore the
Hilton
locations.
The Hilton win.
The Hilton is better, or the Hyatt.
And Hilton or Marriott.
Four Seasons, I'm thinking Ritz-Carlton.
Those are better.
Yeah. So, you can go on a weekend trip and explore things together. That is quality time. If you can do that, that's a great thing. Here's the thing. Book a staycation in the hotel, not to get rid of the kids, but just to have private time and quality time with the two of you.
Yeah.
I think date nights.
Done that.
Date nights?
No, we don't. We just go to downtown,
Staycation?
Staycation. We go to the hotels, different, going around, shopping, having dinner, and don't have to worry it's too late to drive back home. Maybe just stay at the hotel.
Okay, that's nice. And then you can actually spend good quality time together as well. And then, role playing is a good thing to do with quality time with toys. Remember, we had a whole podcast on toys. Having sex in different parts of the house. I think every part of your house should have had sex.
Have been blessed.
It should have been blessed with sex. Every single part. It's good for the karma.
When you first move, you know what they said?
It's like staging it.
New house, you got to bless every room.
The stairs, you got to bless every room. Although I don't want to bless my children's room, but
that's off limits.
Those are off limits. But, blessing every other room in the house. The guest room, you got to bless the family room, the kitchen counter. So those are all spicy things for the quality time people. And candlelit dinner, too, I think is important. Every once in a while, just have a nice candlelit dinner. And like I had that one time where it's kind of like an act of service as well as a gift giving and quality time all rolled in one when you pay for a chef. And the chef comes to your house and takes care of it all.
Well, actually, now people are leaning to that a lot. My friend actually, she's a chef. She's a private chef. And she hosted every weekend. She booked. People will hire her to their house and make the dinner.
And it's not cheap.
No, no.
No, you're spending $500 or $600 for someone who can make you dinner. It's going to be more expensive than if you went to a restaurant.
Yeah, just think about it. They in Minnesota. People fly them to Southampton.
Yeah.
Their vacation home to cook for the
family. Yeah.
They're not cheap. I'm sure the price tag will be a lot.
Yeah, no, what you do is because they're going to cook. They're going to spend the whole day, though, cooking. They show up around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, sometimes earlier. And they're chopping, they're prepping for
the whole weekend.
Yeah. And if you have a big group of people, you hire them in for the whole weekend and they're cooking. And they might bring assistants as well. And
that's what they did, yeah.
And it's usually really healthy food.
Yeah.
A nice thing to do for quality time as well as, it's a gift as well.
Yeah. Funny, we would just talk about this too. Three of us, this vacation, we rented the house, the beach house. We were we didn't think of to hire somebody to come do the dinner,
Yeah.
It's probably cheaper because there was 12 of us.
Yes.
It's probably cheaper to do
when you break it down, when you have big groups. Now, I did it with just me and a partner, but when you have big groups, a lot of times it is cheaper to hire someone in.
Yeah, I think, we didn't think, but now we know the next vacation, that's what we're looking at.
Yeah, yeah. So let's move on to physical touch, my favorite.
Okay.
My favorite. So holding hands in public, I'm all good with.
Yeah.
And even cuddling on a couch, I'm good with in front of people. And I have had guys get a little handsy with me, and it depends on the guy and how obnoxious they are, I think, with physical touch in public. Giving a kiss on the cheek, even a pet kiss is fine. I don't like it when people try to make out in public. I think it's a little much. I think it's too much. I don't need to see a porn in live action.
You look cheap.
It does. But giving a kiss or kiss on the neck or on the cheek or something
little
sweet like
brush,
that. Yeah, those are nice in public. Now in private, getting a foot rub. If I can get a foot rub by somebody or a massage, because my shoulders are always tight. So if I could get a foot rub, that's amazing, especially if they don't expect anything in return. I like to receive physical touch, but I was in a relationship where it was expected that as soon as I got massaged, there was going to be sex. As soon as I get massaged. So like every day of the week, I'm like, you know what? I just want the massage today. I don't have to have sex every day of the week. You know what I mean? So it was a little bit much. So for me, physical touch is great and it can lead to sex, but not in a rote routine exactly the same way every time. You got to spice things up. There's got to be some variety there. Otherwise, it gets really boring really quick. So physical touch, but spicy physical touch, right? It's got to be different things. Like, I don't want somebody every time I'm in the kitchen smacking my ass because that's going to get old. But if it's playful here and there, it works.
Yeah.
A shoulder squeeze or, brushing someone's hair back, touching someone's leg while you're driving, doing other things while you're driving. I guess I'm kind of dangerous in the car.
Definitely not the car. Not while driving.
Unless you have auto drive on.
Right. Even that.
But, it's nice because it can be initiated slowly. It can be kind of a teasing thing. And, it can be like lead up to other things as well. Since I'm not a big talker, I'd be like, no words, just touch me. And then I can, it's like a no words game. And who can go 15 minutes without talking? And I will say there's certain men, you just don't want them to talk anyway. It's like, you're beautiful, just don't speak.
Speak, just don't talk.
I'm sure guys say that about women too. But it's no words, just touching only, no words. One of the things you can do is you can snuggle. That's nice physical touch. You can sit on their lap. There's just different things you can do. But all of these things together, I think, help deepen a relationship. I think it makes people get closer to other people. And sometimes it's good to switch roles once in a while. Like, since we know acts of service are your spouse's favorite thing, maybe you do something for him that's an act of service. Because a lot of times when people have an act of service they like to receive, but not always. But don't force it, and be creative. I think empathy and listening to your spouse and being sympathetic to their wants and needs is more important than anything else. There's so many places out there you can get ideas to. You can ask ChatGPT if you know their love language. But I think the first step is to determine what their love language is. And some people know what it is, some people don't, but you can tell by just saying, what makes you happy and what could I do for you this week to make you feel loved? And if you do that enough times and every time it's an act of service, you're going to realize they like to receive acts of service.
I see.
Or they like to give acts of service. So I think that's about it, Diva Cat. I think we covered everything today.
Yeah, I think so.
I love love. And so I think that now that we've got love is in the air again, I think that we should talk more about it. But I think this was a great podcast to just give everybody an idea about love languages.
Yeah. Get to know your partner love language is important.
Get to know your partners. This is Diva Mia signing off. Hope we have a wonderful week.
Yeah, we'll talk to you soon.
Take care. Ciao, ciao.
Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment. We love hearing from you. Visit thedivadetails.com to connect. See you next week for more.
Diva Details podcast and website are intended solely for informational and entertainment purposes. The content provided does not constitute professional, medical, financial, or legal advice. We are not licensed medical practitioners, financial advisors, or legal professionals. Always consult with a qualified healthcare provider for medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Any financial topics discussed are based on personal opinions and experience and should not be considered professional advice. The content provided does not constitute legal advice. The Diva Details and its affiliate contributors and guests are not liable for any losses or damages arising from the use of our content. The opinions expressed in the podcast are solely those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views of any affiliated organization, sponsors, or partner. All facts discussed in the podcast are researched and accurate to the best of our knowledge at the time of recording. Information may change over time. No guarantees are made regarding the accuracy, completeness, or reliability of any statements or opinions presented. It is the responsibility of the listener to verify any and all facts that may influence their decision. This podcast is for information and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered professional advice.